Hello everyone, it's Caribbean and Tina.
Hi.
Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's having a marvelous day and that you are in the best of health.
Yes, health being most important in these days.
This video is to give you guys an update. You guys been asking some questions about the current situation here in the Dominican Republic.
And we've got the answers, right?
And we got the answers.
Because it's much easier to do a video than answer 30 to 40 texts to this guy and emails. So we're going to do that. So first off, the curfew. The curfew, like I said, we put a copy of the president's statement on the curfew on our Instagram. If you follow it, it's Caribbean with 2 R's _E. Our Instagram has both of the charts because cities have been divided. All the big cities like Santiago,
San Domingo,
Punta Cana, Puerto Plata. All the big cities are on the curfew Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., meaning you cannot be in the street 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Now, the smaller outlying cities, which quite frankly, it would be that they wouldn't get a lot of testing, so they wouldn't have a lot of positive cases.
Right.
Those have a 7-day-a-week curfew of 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Now, of course, like we've had a few people that have asked, are you concerned? Is Santiago like testing higher? What's going on? Well, whenever you have a big city like you guys know and they start testing, of course, the positive cases are going to be in an increase.
That's right.
When you add into their places like Santiago and Santo Domingo, where the people have more health care and they have the availability of income to go and get tested if they have to pay for it, then the tests are going to be, again, coming back higher.
Right.
Because, quite frankly, some of the other places that are, not that, I don't want to say they're impoverished, but they're not as well off as some of us in Santiago and Santo Domingo are. They don't get tested, so therefore their test numbers are low. So right now we stand at 999 deaths, over 50,000 positive, and they just want to get a hold on that number. They want to control it. It's no different than the U.S. I don't know what the deal is. People think just because we live here, everything's so different. It is so much like the U.S.
So much the same.
Right.
So much.
Because what are they doing out here on the streets?
Hanging out. Not social distancing. Not wearing masks. Living life free as a bird.
And the majority of them doing that is the younger people, just like in the U.S. So the president put out a statement when he got his stay of 45 days of state of emergency and said, look, you youth, meaning he's not just talking to teens, he's talking to 20 and 30-year-olds. He was like, you have the power. You can either bring this, and it's like bringing a loaded gun into the house. You can either kill people in your home, or you can work actively with the government to control the spread of COVID.
Right, absolutely.
So that's what's happening here. Now, on to the state of emergencies and closures, since a lot of people have questions about that. Airports are open. Beaches are
open. Beaches are open.
Yes. They are not going to stop that. What they did put a pause and hold on, and you cannot access or use, is public pools, public spas, gyms. They were open. They are not anymore. They got closed. Certain parks, but they are letting you go out and get exercise if you need in some parks. Most parks, I should say, because Santiago, they put a ban on the park, but just for social gathering, you can still go and exercise and walk. But they said, no, we're going to leave the beaches open so that people, as long as they practice social distancing, can enjoy the beach. Now, everything can and is subject to change by the government, meaning the government has said we are going to be very strict in adherence. You guys have to do what we say. We will be watching. They have sent out a lot of army to enforce all of this for the president. And if he sees that it's not being paid attention to, he reserves the right to close at will, which he's president.
Absolutely.
He can do that if he wants to.
He's got the power to do it,
yes.
And he will do it.
So the only thing they did close as far as bodies of water is like the rivers, the waterfalls, all the places where locals go. And the reasoning he did that, because he was asked, well, why would you leave beaches open and close that? He said because the availability of possible infection in the water to the aqueduct system, and on top of that, He said out there, he tends to see, which the Army reports back to him, a lot of people partying, close, dense population, meaning he goes by the river and he sees 100 people all jammed up together in this tiny little part of a river, drinking and eating and hanging out like there's no COVID. Right. So basically that kind of pissed him off, and he was like, all right, bet, you guys can't use the rivers.
And shut it down. Right.
So it's basically, they did it to themselves. Nothing different than in the U.S. Y'all are doing it to yourselves. So there's that. The next huge question is about the airport, right?
Airports are still open. All of them. Every one of them is still open.
Yes, and they will still be taking international flights. So it doesn't matter what country you're coming from. You can come on in. Just remember, there is a curfew, and the curfew applies to everyone. Now, you're saying to yourself, okay, well, my airline says I'm not going to leave until 9 o'clock at night, or I'm not going to arrive until 1 o'clock in the morning. What do I do? Well, this wasn't an issue before with the curfew, because before there was no flights.
Right, absolutely.
Now there is.
And there is.
So the government has made a plan for that. So if you have to go, let's say you're in country currently, you are here in the Dominican Republic, and your flight leaves after curfew, meaning after 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, or after, 5 p.m. on Saturday or Sunday. You're like, oh my God, I can't get to my airline. I can't get to my flight. What am I going to do? You can. What you need to have, because you will be stopped, and this is just my advice. Take it as you will. People listen, don't listen. It's y'all's life. But if you know that they are stopping every few miles, there's police and army out on the roads stopping cars, because there are still people who are allowed to travel during that 24 hours. Meaning, if you work for a mining company, a factory, you work for the government, you work for a hospital, you're a doctor on call, emergency services, you work 24 hours a day. You have to be able to get to your job. So they allow that. So they are given a special pass that they have to present when they're stopped by the Army or the police to show that they have reasonable cause for being on the street. Your reasonable cause, if you call someone to come get you, or you call for a public car or whatever, is your itinerary. So your flight itinerary needs to be in your hand along with your ID, and you need to show that you are boarding an international flight and that you need to be going towards the airport. They will then let you go. Now, does that mean you're not going to be stopped? No, that means you can keep on being stopped all the way there. So I'm telling you, make enough time in case you're stopped like 5 times, because you don't know in that path of from you getting to the airport from where you're staying, how many times they're going to stop that car.
That's right.
Like, I remember you and I were sitting there talking, and I was like, I think they're going to stop you. Like, we live, how far do we live from the airport?
About 25 minutes.
Okay.
25 minutes.
And from Santiago Airport. And I was like, you know what? I bet you that just the flight from here to the airport would probably, 5 to 8 stops?
Yep, it'd be about 40 minutes almost to get there.
So
and you're going down, you gotta leave. Give yourself some time to get to the airport.
Because they're not going to be in any rush to stop you, ask you questions, and let you go. You know, it's not their job to get you to the airport on time. It's their job to stop and ask questions.
Right, absolutely.
So just factor that in to your time to get to the airport. Now that you know that that's how it works to get to the airport, how do you get off of the airport and to your place of destination, meaning your hotel or whatever? If you're getting on a shuttle, say you're staying in Punta Cana, and the shuttle's picking you up, that shuttle already has the paperwork and that pass that I spoke about earlier to allow them to be on the street. So they're not going to have a problem coming to pick you up. But if you're relying on a friend, or you're relying on a public car that you've used out here, somebody that you pay and they come to the airport and get you, then that person needs to have your itinerary, meaning that needs to be somebody that you trust to send your airplane information, because when he is stopped, he has to show them he's going to pick you up and then he's going straight to the airport. On top of that, there will also be taxis that have already gotten, again, that pass like those shuttles have for certain places, and they are allowed to be at the airport to just pick up passengers and take them to their destination. Meaning, and this is my personal opinion again, I think those taxi guys are going to make a mint.
They sure is. They're going to clean you out. So you better, hopefully you better have transportation already set aside, because we're in those taxis, especially Santiago, they might take you.
Because they usually charge you $20. And I'm not even kidding. That's like, and it's ridiculous because like us, it shouldn't even be. When I take an Uber costs $7 to $8, $10 if it's off time, you know, like it's really late at night because you pay them that little extra. But I've never paid over $10 to get from the airport. But taxis, as soon as you walk up, they don't even care where you're going. They're like $20.
$20.
Like they're not even thinking about where it's at. They're just like $20. And then on up, because sometimes they say, oh, it's that far? Oh, no, now it's like $30, $40. Because they milk you because they know that you're foreigners. Here's the thing, though. You probably are going to have to take that taxi because a lot of people are not going to want the headache of being stopped 20 times to come pick you up. So I suggest suck it up, Buttercup, because you choose to came. You should have stayed home, but you came. So I will put $20, $30, $40. Don't expect them to have change, so tens. Stick it in your little wallet because, yes, they will accept American money because they know you're coming from America. So they always take like Canadian, American, and Euro. They take it because they figure you haven't gotten a chance to exchange money. So you don't have to fret about that. But what you will fret about is that price you're going to pay. Because when you go back and then you take a freaking Uber and you see how cheap it is, you're going to want to kick yourself in the ass for coming. But hey, you chose to come. So that's going to be one of the things you're just going to have to do. But other than that, that's basically what they've said. I don't know if you had anything else.
Yeah, and like I said, you just gotta be careful, be safe, and make sure that you got all your business handled. And also, you guys and gals that still want to travel to San Juan, Puerto Rico at this time, you better check things out.
Don't do it.
Read the fine print before you go, because if not, you're gonna be in a world of hurt when you're trying to go, or because they got all these kind of stipulations. And everything's closed, basically, pretty much.
Yeah, more than here.
Yeah.
So the Ministry of Tourism in Puerto Rico, you can go to their website. It has all the guidelines on there. But I'll tell you this, they had laid the smack down, like, already. They didn't wait like we did here. They are allowing flights in, but they want only essential travel. They are telling you if it's non-essential, stay your butt at home, which I really wish that the DR would be saying. But
the same thing, yeah.
They want the money, so they're not doing it. But Puerto Rico, you have to have your test. So you have to have a COVID negative test within 72 hours, and then still they are testing you when you get off the plane. And then they're giving you a quirky code, and they're monitoring where you're at because they want to be able to get a hold of you because it takes something like, I think they said like 12 hours, 8 to 12 is what they're estimating for that rapid test to come back. Because if that rapid test comes back and it's positive, you need to be on the next thing smoking out of Puerto Rico, or else they come to find you. So they want you back at the airport to leave, or you get to stay there and enjoy the place, but they're telling you to minimize your contact, to social distance. I have a mandate that you have to wear masks, and practically everything's closed. There's like gyms, parks, all the beaches are closed in Puerto Rico. Only locals can go on the beach to work out, and then they're allowing some places from hotels that don't have any workout facilities. They're allowing you, like, I think it's like an hour or two to go to the beach and work out, but it's only to work out. They see you doing anything else, boop, because the police are all over the beaches. So
yeah, so no fun on Puerto Rico.
No restaurants, no nothing. It's like here, though.
It's just like here. Yeah. A lot of restaurants that you guys are familiar with, some of the restaurants is going to be closed, and if they're not, some are going to be completely closed down, and some of these businesses and restaurants ain't coming back.
Yeah, that I agree with. But some of the restaurants are open for carry out and for delivery. But I'll tell you this: if you have a restaurant that you really like and you're here, you better go to it because it may not survive.
It may not survive.
The restaurant industry out here have met. They have tried to get like this ban lifted on them. It's not because of the numbers. The numbers don't lie. They're not lifting that ban. So they're not allowing you to be inside the restaurant. Restaurants that serve liquor is for takeout or you're eating, and then, it's got to be quick. You can't be there forever like before. They don't want you congregating. They don't want tables closed. Yeah, so eat there because I'm telling you, it might not survive. They're thinking 50% of the restaurants are going to go out of business. That was the estimate in the last report just a day ago. They said they think that they're going to lose 50% of the restaurants all over the island. We're not talking just here. I'm talking all over the island.
And it's terrible.
We've seen a couple restaurants we love.
We sure did. That went gone.
We loved Saga. Gone.
Hasta la vista, baby.
So, and the ones that we do like La Locanda, which I found out, by the way, that they have a location in Puerto Plata as well. So
Oh,
they
do they?
have one in downtown Puerto Plata. They have one in Santo Domingo, and then they have the one that we absolutely adore here. And if you're not cheap, because we heard some people out there are cheap, but if you're not and you want a really good meal, it's an amazing restaurant. But anyway.
So anyway, just keep those things in mind when you get here. If you get here and you be caught walking around, hanging out,
Without a mask.
during the curfew time,
During curfew.
you will get fined and you will get arrested. So we just want to let you guys know that ahead of time, so you guys will know you heard it from Caribbean E and Tina from this channel.
And if you think it's a joke, go online, follow some of these Dominicans and news stations, and you will see exactly when they speed up on these people, they chase them down, they throw them to the ground, they throw them into a truck, and cart them off to the police station. If you think I ain't lying. I've seen it.
And you'll be hit with some fines, so it's better just to follow the rules, follow the laws, and you shouldn't have any problem.
Yes.
But like I said, right now, state of emergency, this ain't the best time to come to Dominican Republic. Now, you can come if you want to, but finding a restaurant, finding a club, people dancing, hanging out, you might not find, it's not happening.
That's not
now, if you just want to spend your money, come on down. Just like they're selling the price is right. Come on down. Because they would love to take your money, okay? Just like those airlines love to take your money when the island was shut down.
Exactly.
So you just gotta keep your eyes open and keep your ears open. If you go somewhere, Tina, you want to go somewhere, you want to have fun.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to Puerto Rico and you can't have fun, you can't do things. Why waste your time, your money going there, and everything's closed up?
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, unless you're coming, like I said before, and I would like everyone to preface an old video that we gave where I said when this country opened, I said, well, we'll see. I think in a month, restrictions might start. The president proved me wrong, honey. He didn't even wait a month.
You called it.
So I was actually giving him too much credit. But anyways, and on top of that, like if you're coming out here for business, that's different. That's what I would say.
Right.
If you're coming out here because you're relocating or you're looking into relocation and you're out here to do business, just remember, now all of the hours of these businesses are shortened, because if we have a 7 o'clock curfew,
Right.
most of the businesses are closing up at 5 or 6 because they need to allow the people that work for them time to run their errands and to get home. So be patient. Be patient with the business that you're going to go talk to or see. Be patient because of the curfew. They're dealing with the curfew just like you have to deal with the curfew. So don't say woe is me and why me. Like I said, y'all chose to come out here. But if you absolutely have to come out here, you absolutely have to get some business done. My suggestion, Airbnb or private, like apartments, private homes. And definitely know that you need to either buy groceries, because when that curfew is also over, no delivery of food.
There you go.
If you're stuck in the house and you didn't eat, you don't eat. Because no one can get on the street to give you no food. So I'm just saying, you might want to make sure you have groceries in where you're staying, and make sure that you have ate or ordered food ahead of time. The other day, what was it, Sunday? I ordered lunch at like 11:30. He looked at me and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm ordering lunch because they stopped at 2 deliveries where I wanted my food." And I was like, "So I'm just getting it, just put it in the kitchen. I know how to warm it up."
And some of these businesses are also opening up a little bit earlier.
Yes, they
because they got to close early.
They have to, yeah. They have to account for the
account for the hours and for the employee. And I can understand all the rhetoric that goes along with that.
That's smart of them.
Right.
But we'll see who makes it through this fire. It's not just America that's suffering. It's not just America that's out of work. They are out of work here. They are still stuck at home with a lot of people without their jobs. And luckily, the government here has extended the Quédate en la Casa, which is the program, stay-at-home program is what they call it. And it's so that people can stay home and get benefits, like that's what they call it, but it's like unemployment for you guys, and food. So luckily, those programs have been extended because they realize the severity of COVID. Right,
absolutely. And we had almost 1,000. We're almost at 1,000 people.
I know we will be today.
And we probably will. It's probably about to close business today. we'll be out of thousands.
Yeah.
So this thing's pretty serious. You want to be safe when you come here, and be safe when you're in the U.S. or wherever you're.
Everywhere.
You gotta be
I don't
safe.
care where you're at.
Yeah, this thing ain't no joke.
Yes.
It's for real.
Yes.
It's real.
Yep.
So that it, Tina?
Yes, I think that covers everything. Well, at least the questions that you guys had, that the concerns that you guys had, and that you asked us. So yeah.
So in the meantime, between the time, always remember, life is to be enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscription.
Yes. Hit that notification bell so you can get gems like as soon as things change in the country, because we are always one of the first to make sure you guys know. So you stay informed with the correct information, and make sure to hit like.
And always remember, life is to be enjoyed. Peace.